Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. I am actually not in Argentina anymore. I am back to beautiful Barcelona. But this is not the end of my Argentina series yet. Don't worry, there will be more videos of my trip through the countries coming up. But I'm doing a small break now because I actually wanted to compare the prices of the supermarkets in Argentina and here in Spain. That is simply because before I went on that trip, a lot of people always told me that Argentina is such a cheap country for foreigners. But when I was there, I was actually quite often surprised by the prices because it didn't seem cheap. And I felt like some things were even more expensive than here in Spain, which was super strange for me to realize because, well, I would expect a country that has an average salary of only $500 to be cheaper, obviously. But that is the problem in Argentina. Currently, it is in a crisis. I made a video about the topic of the devaluation of the peso. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out. But let's get into the supermarket. We are going to Mercadona today, which is like one of the most Spanish supermarkets. And let's compare some prices. Alright, let's start this video with something that most people actually really like, and that is pasta. I found pasta in Argentina for more or less 1,200 to 1,350 pesos, which is around €1.10 to €1.24. Let's see what it costs here in Mercadona. We have 500 grams of spaghetti as well, and it is at 82 cents, meaning it is actually cheaper in Spain. Obviously, there are also different kinds of pastas, and the most expensive one is at €1.24, and that is the price that we found in Argentina. So it is either cheaper or the same price actually. The next thing on our list are eggs. We have 6 eggs here. Those are actually the expensive ones. Those are the chickens that are living freely, so they are a little bit more expensive. And that one has a price of €1.59. In Argentina, I found different kinds of eggs as well, and there was a price of 1,320 pesos up to 1,775, which is more or less €1.21 to €1.52, meaning it is the same price, more or less. And we also have 12 eggs for €2.62. In Argentina, the price was a little bit cheaper, but not that much. It was at €2.34 more or less, so 30 cents less. But again, it is not that huge of a difference. The next brand is also quite a popular one and known worldwide, I would guess. And that is Kellogg's. We've got Kellogg's here. It's 500 grams and it costs €3. In Argentina, I didn't find 500 grams. I found a package of almost 400 grams, 390 I think, and it was at a price of €2.85. So the difference is actually not that much to that package here, which actually comes with more than 100 grams more of Kellogg's. Well, it almost has the same price. And the next thing is something that we probably all use at some point, and that is toilet paper. Let's go with the super soft version in 4 layers to do something good for our butts. So we have a package here of 8 rolls, and that package costs us €3.40. In Argentina, I only found a package of 4 rolls, but it has the same quality, also 4 layers, and it's super soft. And the price for that was €3.33. So only 7 cents less than that one, but it comes with 4 rolls less. And that, my friends, is insane. Apparently, toilet paper in Argentina is some kind of luxury. That's actually kind of crazy and really, really sad. And here we have some soap. This one's from Dove. I think this is also a very international brand that probably exists in every country. And we have 4 times 90 grams here, and that one costs us €3 for, in total, 360 grams. Now in Argentina, I also found the same brand, the same soap, and it has cost €1. But in Argentina, actually, it only came with 1 times 90 grams, meaning if you would want to buy the same quantity as here in Spain, you would have to pay €4 for 4 times 90 grams of soap, which is obviously a huge difference in the price and €1 more expensive than here in Europe. We are in an area for detergent, actually, something we all need to clean our clothes. And there is something that was actually a little bit shocking, to be honest, because here we found different ones. There are liquid ones, 3 liters each, and we have one for €5.65, for example. We have another one for €3.30, which is cheaper. But now, listen up, because I found the same thing in Argentina, also 3 liters, and it has cost €6.40 for 3 liters of detergent. That is obviously way more expensive than what we have here, and something I absolutely cannot believe, because it is something basic that we all need and use. And the same happens if we turn around with the softener that we also all use when washing our clothes, or most of us. We have the same product basically, and we have various prices. Here in Europe they vary from €1.85 up to €2.40, while in Argentina it actually has a price of €4.94. So way more expensive than what we can find here. And the worst part of it is that actually in Argentina it was a special offer, so even cheaper than the normal price. Well, we are now checking out the milk, and we have one that is here that is with less fat, and it has a price for 1 liter of 87 cents for 1 liter of milk, while in Argentina 1 liter of milk costs 92 cents. The price difference is not that huge. It is a bit more expensive in Argentina, but again, the average salary, according to what I found on the internet, I'm not 100% sure that it's true, but it must be around that more or less. The average salary in Argentina is around $500 per month. And the prices are similar to Europe. That's similar or more expensive. And let's now compare one product that is known worldwide and also a very popular drink worldwide, I would say. And that is Coca-Cola. And we have different sizes here in Spain. There's 1.25 liters, and that one has a price of €1.48. Now in Argentina I found one for 1.5 liters. I don't know why we don't have that one here, but the 1.5 liters in Argentina had a price of €1.70. If we check out the Coca-Cola of 2 liters here in Spain, we are able to buy it at a price of €2.36. So I would say the prices for Coca-Cola in both countries are very, very similar. It is extremely expensive for a country in crisis, such as Argentina. We just left Mercadona, but this is not the end yet. I would also like to compare a few prices of, for example, flights that I have paid in Argentina, which were also, in my opinion, surprisingly expensive. So let me compare a few prices of flights here in Europe and flights in Argentina, so that we don't only have the supermarkets, but also the travel experience that we can compare. First of all, I want to mention that this is extremely hard, if not impossible, to really compare it, because obviously there are always price ranges in Argentina as well as here in Europe. I'm going to tell you what I paid for a few flights and also for a bus ride in Argentina, and I booked the flights more or less 1 month ahead. And here in Europe I just randomly chose a flight from Barcelona to a place here in Europe that is more or less as far away as the flight distance in Argentina. I chose that flight within a range of 2 weeks and just randomly chose 1 day. So let me just give you some numbers. For example, flight number 1 was from Buenos Aires to Bariloche. It is a flight of more or less 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I paid €62 for that. Now, if you've seen one of my videos about my travel fail, you already know I never took that flight. Make sure to check that out to know what happened. Alright, and then I chose a flight here in Europe from Barcelona to Hamburg, which is where I am from. It is a flight of more or less 2 hours and a half. so it's a little bit longer, but anyway. Well, I actually booked a flight because I'm going there in just a few weeks, and I paid 52 euros, meaning it is a longer flight, but it is a cheaper flight. But again, of course, there are price ranges. Same happens in Argentina. I remember that when I booked the cheapest flight I found to Bariloche, and that was 62 euros. Now the second flight, and that actually hurts a little bit. The second flight was with the national Argentinian airline, a very good one and recommendable one, but also the more expensive airline. And that flight was from El Calafate to Buenos Aires. It is a flight of almost 3 hours, and I paid a lot. I actually ended up paying 165 euros for that flight, which is a lot. I chose a flight here, for example, in Spain. You can fly from Barcelona to the Canary Islands, to Las Palmas, for example, on Gran Canaria, and you would be paying 33 euros for a flight that takes 3.5 hours. So it is, again, a longer flight, and it is so much less expensive than the flight within Argentina from El Calafate to Buenos Aires. Now, one last thing I wanted to compare, and that is even harder to compare because it's a bus ride. I took a bus from Buenos Aires to Bariloche because I wasn't able to take that flight. And I paid 72 euros for that bus ride, which was a 24 hours bus ride, and it was more or less 1,500 kilometers long. Here in Europe, these kind of bus rides, I don't think they exist. The longest bus ride I found takes 19 hours and it is 1,350 kilometers long. So it is shorter, not only in time, but also in distance. That would be a bus ride from Cologne to Barcelona. It is a direct bus and it costs 40 euros. So again, that would be cheaper, but also obviously the distance and the time is less. So it's not really comparable. I just wanted to throw in a number here. In Europe, it is not that common to travel such long distances by bus. So these super long bus rides are almost not existing. I just wanted to throw in that kind of number so that you get some kind of overview and idea of the travel costs here in Europe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, that was the little shopping tour. The prices were for me not surprising, to be honest, because it just confirms the feeling that I had when I was in Argentina, that it is actually not that cheap. Of course, some prices were a little bit cheaper, but not that much cheaper that I, as an European, would say Argentina is a cheap country. And also there were lots of things that were even more expensive than here in Europe. So I would say it balances it out. A few things are cheaper, a few things are more expensive. So actually, Argentinians seem to pay European prices while having an Argentinian salary, which is way lower than the European salary. If I'm not mistaken, the minimum salary here in Spain for someone that works professionally and full-time is around 1,134 euros per month, which is going to be paid in 14 payments, meaning that you will also get an extra payment probably for Christmas and for summer, for vacation. In Argentina, the minimum salary, if I'm not mistaken, and please Argentinians feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've read, it is around $250 per month, the minimum salary. And you have to pay with that amount of money rent and obviously food, like the basic things that we just saw here in the supermarket. I don't know how that is possible, but that's obviously also the huge problem that currently exists in Argentina. So that is just one little reminder that we also have to keep in mind when talking about other countries being that cheap. Maybe for us it might be cheap, but always keep in mind to be a little bit respectful to the people that are living in that countries, because you always have to keep in mind that you, being from, for example, the US or a European country, you do earn more than people in other countries. So always keep that in mind and speak respectfully about the prices in these countries. Now, my conclusion clearly is that for a European, Argentina is not going to be a cheap destination. It is actually quite comparable to Europe. Well, I hope you learned a little bit about that topic, and again, make sure to check out that video that I made about the hyperinflation and the devaluation of the peso, and the things you need to know if you want to travel to Argentina and need to get some cash. I hope this will be very informative for future travelers there. And well, I hope you enjoyed this little tour. Let me know in the comments if this was actually surprising for you. How are the prices in your country? Does Spain actually seem cheap to you, or does it seem rather expensive? Let me know what you think. I would love to hear your comments. And well, if you like this video, make sure to support my work by giving me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, because as mentioned before, I'm not done yet with my tour through Argentina. We are going to explore further parts of the country, so I hopefully see you in the next video.